Oh, hey Scorpio, how's it going? How's your day going? Um, this is Into the Infinite. I'm Charlie, and I'm really grateful that you're here, Scorpio. So this is a new timeless series that I wanted to start on this channel to offer some timeless guidance that went beyond astrological happenings or the astrological calendar, and into some timeless guidance. So, I thought that it would be great to frame this as burning questions, things that we would like to know, and just that help us move forward on creative projects with creative energy, with generative energy that's just juicy, right? So, the first question is, where is my creative inspiration hiding? Now, we think of inspiration as being internal as opposed to external, which is very true. What I love about this idea, though, and what I'm seeing in the spread, is that Spirit's really working with this energy in such a wonderful way. Um, and it's sort of teasing out the blocks and things that we may not see and really pulling that forward. And it's different for every sign so far, and that is just the coolest thing. So I really feel like Spirit's really hitting a home run, a homer for us on this one. So I am going to start. I would like to invite the angels, my spirit guides, protectors, teachers, and their healing energy to this space. And I ask that it is a safe space that allows for the fullest expression of our light, humanity, ascension, and healing. Okay. I'm going to start with the Hero's Journey Dream Oracle. I really like this deck a lot. I love it. So, Spirit, can I get some creative inspiration messages here on where Scorpio's inspiration may be hiding? Please and thank you so much. Or behind what? I'm hearing behind what? Whoa. Where you are is where it's at. Stay still until you are divinely moved. That's beautiful energy. And with your kind of connection to Spirit, Scorpio, I really feel like this is something that I'm feeling like the Scorpio collective that I'm talking to, at least, does have that kind of connection to Spirit. Like it's like a channel that you've got. Pretty direct. The magic zone, the exhilaration of discombobulation. I don't remember who else got this one. Either Gemini or Cancer, maybe. One of the two. So you could have those placements in your chart. I'm clarifying with the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot here. So where you are is where it's at. Maybe there's lessons that you have to learn from just being where you are and appreciating that, right? Like gratitude for exactly where you are and the journey that you're taking, and how the present moment is revealing this bit of inspiration to you and this magic bit by bit, right? Spirit, can I please get some guidance for my wonderful Scorpio, my wonderful Scorpions? Thank you so much. This is kind of the energy that you're bringing to the question, to this, to the question here is either an understanding of or a need for more appreciation in the present moment. So meditation may be something that will really help you to stay connected and be connected. So the details of the question that you need to know, my Scorpios. The devil's in the details? Interesting. That's the truth. But there's, okay. Can I please get just a little more guidance here, Spirit, for my Scorpios? What answer do they really want? Like, what's the answer that they're seeking more in a 3D way? Freedom from, yeah. I'm getting this, I'm getting the feeling here, my Scorpios, that, let me just try and move this here. Give me 1 second. I'm getting the impression that there's a tower that you were resisting, or you've been worried about a tower Yeah. It's like there's the resistance. There's resistance showing up, and I'm seeing that in the Five of Swords. So I got the Nine of Swords, the Tower, and the Nine of Cups. And it's almost like you're expecting the worst, but the Tower is that it's actually just a Nine of Cups, Scorpio. So whatever it is that you're like, there's something that you're creating resistance around that really doesn't need to be there. Like Pluto energy is transformative, as is the Tower, and that's you. So like this is kind of you in this transformative energy showing up, and it's almost like you keep looking back at these things being like, heh, heh, like I look at what I avoided. And like the, and then Judgment and Pluto are here to be like, what? Right? Like it's sort of this like this energy of, well, you don't have to, it doesn't have to be this difficult is what I'm hearing. Like it doesn't have to be that hard. There's healing in the details here, the creative inspiration. Like it's not, I think that the details that you bring to this question, the specific details of your situation, I think it's tempting to lose yourself in them a little bit. But again, this star, this healing energy, there's something to be said for like wish upon a star. I heard wish upon a star. It could be that it's like you're worried about, this idea of wishful thinking kind of carrying you away. But I think that the worry card and the Tower and the Nine of Cups, it's almost like where you are is where it's at. So don't worry about being lost in or lost around the details or, where this is hiding. I feel like there's like there's a way that you've been resisting this, Scorpio. There's like something that you don't want to be inspired about, or something you do not want to be inspired for. Like there's a block here. I'm getting very Seven of Wands or Five of Wands energy. Yeah, imbalance in direction. Spirit, can I get some Seven of Wands? What, like, how does that happen? There's like, it's like you're defensive. Like you don't want to be inspired because then that means that you'll have to take some kind of action. Because you want to take a specific type of action. And I think that that's sort of where I'm almost getting this like obsessive energy. And like I have this like, this headache energy is coming on. Like it's like a tension headache. I don't often get headaches, but like it's not a third eye headache. It's like a tension headache. Are you drinking enough water, Scorpio? That's often why headaches are around. But just the obsessing about the details is really screwing with your energy and your ability to manifest. And it's also, you can't recognize opportunities when they come in. This energy feels very thick. Like I feel like I'm aging. Scorpio, if that's the case, I really hope that you are able to transmute that energy because you deserve more than feeling that way on a regular basis. I'm just saying. Yeah, you're worth more than that. I'm hearing the way through it is going to it. The way through it is going to it. Like, I feel like it's just sort of an aphorism similar to like heal it to feel it. But like, I think that you have to approach the situation with a cup. You have to approach the situation with, I'm almost like emotional curiosity, being curious instead of assuming things. I almost feel like your inspiration's been like bound up in other people. Like inspiration hasn't really been hiding so much as it has been just like wrapped up in the details of like not everyday life, but kind of like everyday life if it included like the opinions of everybody else. Yeah, like it feels like this is where like it feels like it's fast moving, but it also feels really stuck. So it's almost like you're not really sure which way to go. Nor are you really sure which way to turn, Scorpio. Yeah, I think that there is a rebalancing coming. Temperance and Two of Cups. There is a rebalancing. All emotions, though. All emotions. I think you have to like express how you feel. Like, I think that you need to tell people how you're feeling. Tell people how you're feeling. Because I don't think that they know. And that's part of your journey right now, is putting down these burdens. So I think you have to tell people how you've been feeling. Because I feel like it's almost like you're feeling like you're in the dark. Like a lot of these, like 10 of Swords, 9 of Swords, Devil, Tower, all of these intense energies are like in the dark. They're literally the dark cards. It's all in the dark. So these things could be worries that are happening at night. It could be stuff that is like behind closed doors. Very 8th house, which is your house. And I'm just feeling like there's something that you need to tell other people about. And it could just be internal things happening. And it could just be that you're not happy with how something is going. Right? And that's fair. That's completely fair. You don't have to love everything that's going on. Absolutely not. Let me just move this here. You definitely don't have to love everything that's going on. I hope that you can hear me better. But I think what this energy really allows you to do is to step into a greater sense of power here. I think the details are where you've been getting lost here. And the details of inspiration can be like, if you're putting together a party or an event for family, the details are like needing help with catering, needing help with organizing, getting people to do stuff is sometimes like herding cats. It just is like ridiculous. Like it doesn't always work. So sometimes you may just need to ask for help. Yeah, like where you are is where it's at. The magic zone. Like there's so much magic in where you are. Stay still until you are divinely moved. I think you are about to be divinely moved. I'm not going to lie. Like this High Priestess, 9 of Pentacles, and the Fool. I feel like you are being divinely moved. It could be this reading. It could be epiphanies that you're having. It could be things that you're realizing. But I think it's placing you in a more self-loving state. Self-loving and self-appreciation, right? Because this, like you're seeing, you're like, like I'm looking at this 9 of Wands and like I'm just gonna look at the Ace of Wands instead, because that's what I actually want, and this is what you're kind of leaving behind, right? And it's almost like this. I'm getting this image. Oh, my third eye is really itchy. It's like this image of an inner child, like an inner child that is this is like you're operating from this inner child energy where you're like, no, I don't want to do that. No. And like it's this like defiance to really letting other people in. And that's really not, it's almost keeping you in this position here, right? So it's making your desires inaccessible to you. And what you want is to integrate that energy. So like Tower and Judgment, so Pluto energy, and then you'll be able to move forward into this Ace of Wands, which is what you want. And sometimes what you want can just be as simple as help on a project. Sometimes what you want doesn't have to be like the biggest thing you've ever wanted. It can be, though, and both of those are important, and they matter in the same kind of way. So what I'm going to do is move these over here. I'm just going to get a little bit of clarification for you here, Scorpio. Spirit, can I just get some clarification on this, like, inspiration hiding in the details, number 1, but also this, like, divinely moved. Can you articulate for my wonderful Scorpios what that means for them, either in the context of timing or people they're working with, anything along those lines for my wonderful Scorpios? Oh, yeah, see. Maybe a little love along the way. Love is in the details as much as, whoa, okay. Love is in the details as much as the devil can be in the details. Remember that. It depends on how you see it. I think that's where we see the devil, Ace of Swords, and the Star. Yeah. Spirit, can I get some of that wonderful clarification for my Scorpio Creative Collective for this creative inspiration question? 2 of Swords, yeah. 4 of Wands. I'm almost getting that this has been like a pattern for you. Like it's not just this one question. It's not just this one thing. But it's like you're so used to carrying everybody else's details, that's how the Nine of Wands became part of your expression of the Queen of Wands. But I think that your maturity, your maturation, the High Priestess, Nine of Pentacles, and the Fool, it's almost like this growth. Like that to me is like an evolution and spiritual growth. Yeah, Justice on the bottom. I think that that's like you're understanding with much greater clarity now. This isn't a sword necessarily, but I think this Two of Wands to Four of Wands is like this movement towards celebration and lightness. And Justice is here to be like, yeah, we're moving past some stuff. Like we're big time moving past some stuff. Chariot and Page of Pentacles. Yeah. What you're finding it easier, I think, to carry what you want more, because you're really cutting out. This is also like a cutting out energy. Like you're cutting out all of the details that don't matter. And it's making it easier for you to focus on what you do want. Yeah, like you're cutting out all the details here. And I think there's something really special that happens when you do that, my darling. Yeah. All of this kind of balancing and like pseudo stuck energy. Again, 10 of Swords on the cut and King of Swords. There's so much clarity that you're getting. Oof, Scorpio. I just feel like I felt this like I just felt this pull on my this like pull on my solar plexus energy, like almost like you were unhitching a trailer, like you were carrying a trailer full of other people's garbage with you everywhere all the time. And you like that release, like I just felt like this pull, like yeah, wow, that's some amazing healing stuff. Like the way that I'm feeling right now, Scorpio, is incredible for you. Yeah, Nine of Swords again. Resist the urge to look back like that. Yeah, there's so much new that's here on offer for you. Ace of Pentacles. So the Nine of Swords just came out in the Ace of Pentacles. Resist the urge to look back like that and to feel like that's not what's going to help you. That Five of Pentacles is not what's going to help you. Four of Cups again. Scorpio, you're really resisting this energy. I feel like you're resisting this. Shit. 10 of Swords again. Again. Thank you. The world finally came out. It's almost like you were like, well, do I let it go? Do I not? Like the 10 of Swords kept coming out. That was 3 or 4 times that it came out as I was shuffling the deck. And I guess that was also Spirit being like, hello, I would like you to take this card to make a freaking point. But also, like, for it to come out that many times, what I'm getting is this like push-pull energy. Like you're okay with letting this way of thinking about yourself relative to what you have to do to others and do for others. I'm just getting this like others conflict. Like there are too many voices. Nine of Swords, too many voices. Twice it came out. Nine of Swords. Think about these as all of those crows are an opinion. All of those crows are a judgment that other people are making, a thought that other people have about what you should be doing. It does not serve you well at all, because all it does is it leaves you in this kind of Four of Cups place where you can't recognize opportunities or good things when they're there because you're way, way in your head. And when that's the case, you're disconnected from your emotions. And then I got the 10 of Swords again in the world. This is like, I think this is you being like, yep, that sound you hear is the last nail going in the coffin of this experience. And we're moving on, which is beautiful energy. I like, Scorpio, I was a little bit worried there because I think that the Scorpios that I know are tremendously nurturing. They're very kind in a way that is not just like pentacle nurturing, but like emotional nurturing. And they just see you. Like they almost see through all of the things that you try to put in front of you and like to push people away. I think that the Scorpios that I know see through all of that bullshit. But part of that means that the details of different things that people say you carry with you because you're equally as sensitive. And not to say sensitive is a bad thing. It's like you're equally sensitive to, I'm speaking of sensitive in more of an emotional intimacy and just I guess like a sensory way. Like you're sensitive, you're intuitive, you pick up on all this stuff. But then, you know, at the end of the day, it's like your inspiration's being bogged down by the way that can disconnect you. So I think the call here is to reconnect for you and for you, Scorpio, for you, and really letting go of this need to worry that you're not doing it right. This divinely moved. I think that the high priestess, I keep thinking about divine timing, and the wheel is like, or sorry, the world. The world is Saturnian energy, which is the energy of Capricorn in the 10th house. And so it could be Capricorn season that this starts to happen, which is a while ago, or it's a while coming, but it could also be a while ago that this whole thing started. So it's not something that's coming. It's something that's already been underway. And this could be spirit just saying like, hey, remember this lesson that we started in Capricorn time? Yeah. Just an FYI, it's still happening. Please don't forget. Don't forget yourself. Don't forget you. Don't forget how important you are, Scorpio, in these details. Yeah. I'm going to pull from the Miracles Now deck for Gabrielle Bernstein, for my wonderful Scorpios here. This energy just feels really thick, Scorpio. It's very thick and it's not easy to navigate. And it's not easy in a way that's like, I can just 7 of Wands my way out of it. I think that's what you've been thinking that you can do. But I think that you really have to tell somebody how hard it's been. And that could be talking to a friend or talking to, But the reason why I say that is like this 3 of Cups is here in the Temperance card. Now, we don't share all the details with our friends all the times. Like, that's not comfortable for everybody, right? I know I sometimes like to externalize and talk out loud to work something out. But like, you don't always have to. But I think that this is really a call, even just to pray, like to talk to your angels, to talk to your spirit guides. This is Sag's card, and that's sort of expansion. And I think that the expansion for you is sort of expanding inwards to open up more to guidance. You're a very intuitive sign, Scorpio, very intuitive. And I think that there's a way that you can open up that eases this burden if you don't feel comfortable talking to other people about it, right? So I think that that's why the High Priestess is here, right? Remember the High Priestess, 9 of Pentacles, and the Fool energy. It's almost like you need to let your intuition in a little more, because it'll remind you of the stuff that you're made of, which is amazing, like stardust, cosmos, all of it. Like, there's more within you than you may think. Spirit, can I get some final creative inspiration messages here for my wonderful Scorpios? When I respect my money respects me. Now, this could also be a workplace that this is happening, right? It's not unique to just love. Like, this can be a workplace where all of this is going down. And it's really just, like, I feel like I need a nap now. Scorpio, it just feels like there's a sieve on your energy. So it could be like, you may feel like there's like an unavailability, like inspiration and what you want feels like it's been unavailable to you. But I think this is like, when I respect my money respects me. I think this is really about what you're investing in. So just remember that, like, when you're out of the equation of value in your life, so like when you're not part of the things that you value, you should be up in that list too. What do you value? Life being good for yourself, life being supportive of you, of what you want to do. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, Scorpio. But I think you need to maybe talk to your guides a little more, because this divinely moved, right? I feel like there are things you're moving away from. And what I'm getting here is that, like, there's an ending that is either happening now or soon, right? This Tower judgment. But I think that you need to stay connected to your intuition in order to understand not just the when, but like the whom. I'm hearing the whom. Understanding who is really on your side, Scorpio. I'm also going to pull from the Notes from the Universe on Love and Connection deck by Mike Dooley. I'm hearing burnout. Like, Scorpio, if you're in that place where you're feeling like that, even if it's just in regards to a relationship, it's always a good idea to go within I don't want to say like cut it out, like, without like any judgment, just take it out. Sometimes that works, sometimes that does. But if it's a way of being, if it's something that you have been doing, and I'm seeing that because of the swords, right? The abundance of swords, Ace of Swords, Nine of Swords, Five of Swords, Ten of Swords, Ten of Swords again, Nine of Swords again, Two of Swords, and the sword in the Justice. Like I'm seeing that like the way that you do one thing is the way that you do a whole lot of things, right? 2525 on the time. So understanding that like if you've been cutting people out, it's also a good idea at some point just to look within and go, is this something that they've been doing or that I allowed them to do? Is this something that they have been doing to me or that I have allowed them to do? And like relative to your creative inspiration, where is it hiding? It could be hiding beneath this pattern because this is really heavy. Like, but again, this is this emphasis on the magic zone, the exhilaration of discombobulation. So it's like finding something to be grateful for right where you are, even if it's not exactly where you want your end state to be, Scorpio. Spirit, can I get some clarifying messages here from our wonderful Scorpios? Thank you so much. Convince yourself, not others, and you have what it takes. I've shuffled this deck so many times. That came out again. Convince yourself, not others. Right? It could be that you need to connect to your spirit guides, but like, who are you convincing? What are you convincing people of by being in this energy, in this place of like taking on all the details for everybody? You don't have to convince other people that you are brilliant, Scorpio. We already know this. Like, we know this. You have to convince yourself that you're worth a little bit more peace. And like by a little bit more, I mean a lot of bit more peace. The need to clarify, explain, or justify oneself in personal relationships is always self-serving. What's important is knowing the truth about why you felt the need, because it often points to insecurities that could be dealt with in more effective ways. And you have what it takes. Always follow your heart unless it's been broken. Then you must lead it back into love, the universe. P.S. Did you know that hearts are never too big to mend, too small to rebound, or too tired to love again? This is, I think, a reminder that like it's going to be okay, Scorpio. There's a ton that you've been carrying and dealing with, and that can absolutely get in the way of creative inspiration. That can absolutely like, it just buries it because I don't get the feeling that you've felt really free in a really long time. It's a really heavy energy, Scorpio, like really heavy. But I know that there's a way that you're moving through this and I can see it, right? I can see it. So just make peace with where you are, because where you are is not your final destination, right? Where you are is not who you are. That's the title of a book. But it's also a really great thing to remember. Where you are is not who you are. So on that note, if this resonated for you, Scorpio, please like and subscribe. It helps me to know that this resonated for you, and it helps to, make sure it helps me to put more content like this out there, and to, I guess, work the funny things about the YouTube algorithm. And from here, there are other ways to connect with me as well. And if you wish to, there's dailies, there's also monthly readings, there's astrologically centric readings, all that good stuff. But if this is where we part, Scorpio, thank you so much for joining, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Many, many blessings and so much healing, Scorpio. Take care.